And I work with Fuse. I'm a project manager, I'm a playwright, I'm a performer, I do all sorts of things for Fuse. And I am so excited about this, this project and this fabulous story that Mick created. It's really quite amazing. So I'm excited to share that with all of you. So a few things. Zoom, it can be a little fickle. So it's definitely, you know, I'm sure we're all well versed in the ways of Fuse by this point, but please bear with us if something happens or a little technical glitch. I know it's not the same as live theater, but we really thank you for being here. And then after our reading, we're gonna have, like Stacy said, a nice Q&A where I'll ask some questions of you in the audience, and then you'll have a chance to ask questions as well. So without further ado, I would love to introduce our wonderful playwright, Mick Malakhow.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. So my name is Mick Malakhow. I'm a playwright based currently in Cambridge, Massachusetts, greater Boston area. And tonight, you're going to see a reading of an excerpt of a full-length play that I've written called Grit. And so I'm just gonna give you a little bit of context about what you're going to see, because as I said, it's a full length and we're just gonna be seeing about a half-hour chunk of it. So I am, in addition to being a playwright, I'm also a teacher and also a person of color who has grown up and gone to school in and worked in predominantly white private institutions. And I think that there's a particularly interesting and nuanced dynamic of what it means to be a person of color in those institutions. So this play is born out of my interest in amplifying that narrative a little bit. So again, just to give you a little context about the play itself. So the excerpt you're about to see starts about 15 minutes into the full-length play. The whole piece is a two-person play that centers around two young folks who are students at a fictional New England boarding school. We have Sasha, who's a new sophomore, and Raymond, who is a junior and who's been there for a year. And they're at the school through Step Up, which is a fictionalized stepping stone type program to bring POC from urban areas to quote unquote elite schools, whatever that means. So thus far in the play, Sasha and Raymond have gotten to just know a little bit about each other. They're both kind of outsiders, both at home and at school, and that's drawn them together. They have shared passions for art. Raymond's a visual artist, and kind of his signature is he draws super detailed drawings of roller coasters, and Sasha is a singer-songwriter. So they bond over that. They like to discuss the stupid crap their white classmates and dorm mates say, including Raymond's rich white roommate Jaden, who you're gonna hear mentioned. And they also talk about their relationship to Step Up, this stepping stone program, Raymond more loosely connected to it, Sasha more frequently in touch with her counselor Star from there. So before this scene that you're about to see, Raymond's actually found out that his father passed away. And this is the moment, the scene you're gonna see is that he's returning from his trip back home to New York from the funeral and seeing Sasha for the first time after that event. I just also wanna offer a trigger warning. There are some mental health and depression that is discussed and depicted, and also some recounting of homophobic incidents, some strong language, which I trust you all are hopefully fine with. And so thank you so much for coming. And I'm really excited to both see this play be given a little bit of life and also to hear your thoughts and impressions. So thank you so much.
All right, without further ado, this is an excerpt from the play Grit. All right, Act 1, Scene 3, Return. A couple weeks later, Sasha sits alone at a classroom for evening study hall. She holds her guitar. She air strums, practicing chords without actually playing. She glances at her phone and responds to a text. She returns to the guitar. She strums some more chords very lightly, an acoustic rendition of something that sounds a little melancholy, indie folky. Maybe she hums absent-mindedly. She is alone for several moments. Eventually, Raymond enters with his bag. Throughout this scene, he is a little off, like he is coming in and out of consciousness from the muck that is his fresh grief. He stays out of her field of vision at first. He listens to her play a bit, and she hums. Suddenly, he drops his bag or something to indicate he's there. Sasha jumping up.
Hey,
Hey,
can I,
Sasha pantomimes as if to hug him.
I mean, if it's okay.
yeah, of course. Yeah, it's okay. You don't need to ask me twice to get a hug from a pretty girl, right?
Sasha hugs Raymond. It's a long one, but Raymond breaks it.
I was surprised when Jaden said you were coming back today.
Yeah,
You kind of disappeared.
I know.
Not that it's wrong or like,
Yeah.
I just haven't seen you in a while.
Well, hey, here I am.
He gestures to his bag.
Just got back.
Week and a half.
Raymond loses focus a bit. Sasha tries to keep him preoccupied.
Yeah, you missed this like total disaster that happened on dorm.
Oh?
And Miss Wallace and Mr. Schermerhorn like had to do this stupid assembly about casual unintentional racism.
Casual.
This girl on the hall above me made some comment about third world people getting into college easier than white people.
Yikes. Ugh.
And Monet overheard it and talked to her dorm head.
Who was it?
Taylor? Tylee? Telly? Something that doesn't sound like a real name.
Tully.
That's her. So we had this assembly, then had to talk about our feelings in advisor groups, like paired up with another advisor group. And this girl was paired with my group, right? So we couldn't even really talk about it because she spent the whole period crying, like sobbing into her pink Abercrombie polo and snotting everywhere.
That sounds like... I'm sorry I missed that.
Exciting, right?
There's a long pause. Raymond zones out a bit.
So home was okay?
Oh, yeah. It was okay. It was home. I mean, it felt long, but just like, also all a blur.
Oh. Well, if there's anything you want to talk about.
Yeah. I didn't.
There's also
No, never.
I know. What were you gonna say?
Nothing really.
No. What was it?
Just that I didn't like see him.
Didn't see your.
My dad. Yeah. Maybe I would have wanted to see him again because of the way the accident happened. I couldn't.
Oh.
Yeah, so I didn't see him.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I hadn't seen him for like months and months anyway. Probably better that way, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
I went to the Cyclone.
How was it?
Still standing. Reliable. Old. A little rough. Like, you always kind of sort of crack a few ribs on it.
That sounds scary.
It's kind of great, though.
Do you scream?
Like
on roller coasters?
Oh, no. Not really.
Oh, so you go all zen, like a monk or something?
No, I just smile, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. I just smile. Do I seem like a screamer?
I guess not.
Raymond's lost for a moment again. There's silence.
I don't mean to be like, I mean, if there's anything you need.
Sasha's knee is touching Raymond's.
If there's something you want to talk about, just let me know.
Okay. Thanks.
There's a beat. They are still connected. Suddenly,
I do have here's a question. What's yours like?
What's,
You sorry, your dad?
oh, uh, he's fine, I guess. He and my mom got married really young, met in college, dropped out of college. Mom said he didn't really want a kid. Left and became like a real estate agent.
Oh,
Well, it's not like a tragedy. I mean, it's not like he's,
when's the last time you saw your dad?
I guess I don't remember.
Oh,
Well, I only really know him through my mom, through what she says. Like if she's tipsy, maybe thinking about him fondly. Otherwise, she'll just tell me about how he left. You know, compare him to her boyfriend of the week or whoever. I can't really even make him out that well in my brain.
my dad was an asshole. Everyone here, I thought, always just assumed our dads were deadbeats, stereotypes. What's really annoying, he kind of was. My two best friends at home when I was growing up had the best dads, like fucking fathers of the year and all. My dad was what everyone here probably assumes he was.
Well, I wouldn't have assumed one way or another. I mean, he at least had a pretty great, well, you.
The last time I saw my dad, I think the last thing I told him was that I wanted him to die. Yeah, son of the year material, right? This past May, the boardwalk at Coney Island, it was Memorial Day weekend, and see, when I was young, real young, he'd take me there every weekend. It was open, even after he and my mom split up. But that day he was 3 hours late. I just been there writing over and over and over again. I don't even know why I stayed. But I saw him walking up with a fucking Rita's water ice in his hands like I was 10 years old, and that would make it better. I told him to fucking stand up on the cyclone at the top of the first hill, hold up his hands, and that I hoped he'd just be thrown from the ride.
Hey, I say a lot of dumb stuff to my mom.
What's the last thing?
Parents gotta know you don't really mean stuff like that.
What? Why did I do that?
Raymond.
Sasha's touching Raymond's face. She withdraws her hand sheepishly. They look at each other like they might kiss. Raymond breaks away.
Oh,
No, it's not.
don't worry. I didn't mean to.
It's not you. I feel sick.
Oh,
Not because of you. Not because of you. No, that's not what I meant. Like I said, that was the last thing I said to. And since I heard about him, I just have this sick, like this kind of knot in my stomach.
oof.
You don't make me feel sick. I mean, you like make me feel good.
Raymond touches knees with Sasha.
Oh,
Yeah, you're. So, thanks for saying. So, yeah, thanks for talking.
of course. I didn't really do anything. Is there anything else that I can do?
Can you play?
Can I?
Not like, are you able to play the guitar? Of course you can. Just, can you play a song?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sasha picks up her guitar and starts to play. First a few delicate arpeggios, then an unresolved chord, then resolution, then repeat. It's the same melancholy, acoustic, folky sound.
That good?
Yeah, that's good. Keep going.
She does. And then after a while,
What is this?
Nothing.
What's nothing?
I sort of made it up, but I mean, yeah, it's totally a ripoff of Joni Mitchell or Ani DeFranco or some sad-sounding lady guitarist like that.
You wrote that?
Yeah, it's not like special. Like
Better than anything I've heard Jaden and those rock club douchebags play.
he's your roommate.
I know. I'm just joking. Sort of.
Yeah, that's a great band name, Jaden and the Douchebags. You know, if he actually played his guitar.
Raymond laughs, then they both laugh. Raymond's laugh peters out though, and he's sad again. Sasha keeps playing, and Raymond drifts into silence.
I'm glad you're back.
Oh.
I mean, I wanted to laugh with you about all that racist shit. I wish you'd been here so I could trash talk Tully.
Yeah. Would have been nice.
Sasha continues to play. Raymond tears up unexpectedly, but hides it.
Hey, are there words to that song?
Not yet. I only speak music so far.
It should have words. It's pretty. You gotta find that inner poet.
Well, I'm a math dork.
Everyone's got an inner poet.
Transition. Raymond stands first and leaves. Sasha watches him leave and then stands. Sasha continues to play as she steps downstage into a pool of light. Raymond positions himself in his own pool of light. As he gets farther away from Sasha, he is maybe colder or more fearful. He lies down in bed and covers himself with a blanket. Act 1, Scene 4, Safety Concerns. Sasha's phone vibrates. She stops playing and takes out her phone. A text message pops up somewhere on the wall. A text, Gabby.
How's private school?
Sasha looks long and hard at the text. This message is cutting her deep. She attempts to respond, but keeps erasing messages. Sasha, ...
Gabby, what are...
Erase.
Can we maybe talk later?
Erase.
What the fuck do you have to say to me?
Erase. Sasha, ...
Shit.
Sasha gives up, sits, continues to play the guitar. She is fleshing out and working on writing the song she had started to play for Raymond. She fiddles with different notes, chords, arpeggios. She doesn't have lyrics yet, but maybe starts to hum some ideas for melodies. This all underscores the following scene with Raymond. Crossfade to Raymond, alone, lying in bed in his dorm room, fetal and generally non-responsive. Words saturate the space.
Dan, Ray hasn't handed in anything since he got back. I don't want to be on his case or anything, and extensions are fine, but I need some communication. He keeps telling me stuff is coming in, and I keep trying to get him to set reasonable deadlines. Help? Ube.
Sasha,
You coming to dinner tonight?
Sasha,
You wanna sign out a classroom for study hall?
Jaden,
Brought some shit from home this weekend. You need to do anything important tonight? Dear U.S. faculty, please forward any concerns you may have about advisees so that we may put them up for discussion at our Q1 warnings faculty meeting. Best, Megan.
Sasha,
You fall asleep or something? Coffee house is lame. Want to meet for a walk?
Suddenly we hear a knocking. The disembodied voice of an adult speaks to him.
Raymond? Mr. Castillo?
More knocking.
Hello, Raymond, are you in there? Raymond, this is Miss Wallace.
More knocking.
I'm opening the door to see if you're inside.
The sound of a door opening.
Raymond, what's up?
No response. Raymond's eyes are wide open.
Raymond, what are you doing up here? The front office said you didn't check in for the first 2 periods. Are you sick? Do you need to go to the health center? Raymond, there are two options here. I can call the health center and get Dr. Stye to come up here, or you can sit up and walk down to the health center with me. Come on. It's common period still. We can get you down, have a chat, and get you out to third period and finish off the day.
Still no response. Finally, Raymond sits up.
You can't just stay up here like this, Raymond. This is a safety concern. We need to know where you are, okay? And you can't miss those counseling appointments. You come down, get a sweatshirt though, it's cold outside. You can't just do this. You can't just stay up here. Who are your first and second period teachers? I can be in touch with them. I'm waiting here. Are you coming? Or am I calling Dr. Stye to come up here?
There's a final pause before Raymond gets up. He grabs the sweatshirt and puts it on. He grabs his backpack.
Bio, Miss Merchant, and study hall with Mr. Rivera, first and second period. I didn't mean to skip this morning. My mom called right before first period. I didn't mean to skip.
Raymond departs his bedroom. Lights. Transition. Act 1, Scene 5. How to help.
Dear Star, a friend of mine just lost his dad, the step-up kid I mentioned earlier, Raymond, and I don't know what to say. He's changed. Not like bad, just different. Some days he smiles and we hang out during study hall, and some days he doesn't look at me when we pass each other in the hallways. Sometimes he says he'll hang out, but doesn't come downstairs and won't text back when I ask where he is. I feel bad. Like, I feel like I shouldn't expect him to... No, delete. I just don't know what to say. Like, what are you supposed to say? I almost told him about Gabby. I was going to one night, and then his dad died, and he disappeared. And I can't tell him about her now. Not his problem. And she texted me the other day. Can you believe that? Why would she do that? And that's why I called you the other night. I didn't mean to... I mean, I know it was late. I'm sorry for that. I know you're not just on call, that I'm not even really supposed to have your number. I won't... Damn it, delete. Anyway, if you know his step-up guy, if you see him in the office or whatever, maybe you could be sure he's checking up on him. Maybe. I think Raymond said his name was Alphonse. Thanks. Sasha.
Lights. Transition. Act 1, Scene 6. I won't tell yours if... Lights up on Raymond. Alone, earbuds in and drawing in an art studio. He has a water bottle of alcohol next to him, out, and his backpack as well. Sasha enters, clutching her guitar, and Raymond doesn't notice her.
Hey.
He doesn't respond. Sasha notices the earbuds. She sneaks up behind him. She's about to grab the earbuds. Raymond takes a drink from the water bottle.
What are you...
Jesus. Raymond senses her.
Sorry.
You scared the shit out of me.
I know. Sorry. Jaden said you'd be here.
Fuck.
He didn't say... I mean, I didn't mean to...
It's all right. Just catching my breath here.
Or, is that alcohol?
Not so loud. Yeah. It's just yeah. That's why I was freaking out.
Oh.
You want it?
He offers her the bottle.
Free of charge.
Sasha takes it and smells it.
No, I don't do that, really. You're not worried about getting caught?
He's standing guard.
Who?
Flipping through his phone to turn down the volume,
Jaden, which is why I wish you'd given me a little fucking warning.
He sees a message on his phone.
Oh.
A text pops up somewhere in the space. The text says, from Jaden, "Lady friend, come and get it, Raymundo."
What?
Nothing.
Sasha peers at the phone over his shoulder without Raymond noticing. Sasha reading the text.
Lady friend coming. Wow, what a dork.
Excuse me? That's not yours.
Sorry. And how exactly is he standing guard?
Only way down here is through one door, and he's watching.
He's just sitting around playing lookout? That doesn't sound like fun at all. You going to his party in a couple weeks?
Jaden? He invited you?
Yeah, guess I must have made an impression in rock club.
I mean, parties here, they're, like, kind of lame.
Oh, you've been to a lot?
No, but I mean, like, a couple.
Well, it seems like they could be worth going to at least once, for the people watching.
Raymond drinks some more.
You sure there's no one coming down here?
The Richie Riches are home for the weekend. Security doesn't really give a shit when it's just the Korean mafia and the scholarship kids left on campus.
Oh.
Pause. Sasha walks around a bit, maybe looking at art on the wall. She dawdles, nervous.
So, what's up?
Sasha referring to her guitar.
I was playing in a practice room, ran into Jaden, just seeing if you wanted to take the band to Walnut Place. You never came down last night to hang out.
Yeah, I didn't feel well.
Gestures to the alcohol.
I can see why.
All right.
I just wanted to see if you maybe come today. If you wanted to see a movie or something.
I think I'm going to stay on campus. I don't really have any money.
Neither do I. I was going to sneak in.
Adventurous.
Yeah, I am. Adventurous.
He shakes the water bottle of alcohol.
It's not too adventurous.
No, guess not.
There's a beat. Raymond returns to his drawings, and Sasha is a little pissed.
Maybe I'll see if Jaden wants to go.
You gonna ask him out?
Just if he wants to go to the movies. I mean, he's cute. Yeah, but he's not my type.
Well, he usually goes for little skinny pale goth girls, so.
There's a beat. Sasha might be close to leaving.
Okay.
Sasha looks closely at his drawing.
What's that?
Nothing.
What do you mean? That's something. It's...
Yeah, okay, like, obviously, I wasn't being literal.
You're a mean drunk.
There's a beat. This stings, Raymond.
All right, then.
Kidding. Sorry. I didn't know you drew people, too.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Can I see it?
You're looking at it already?
Who is it? Looks kind of like you.
It's just from a photo.
Just a random photo of some guy?
Yeah, like an old photo, a family picture, my old photo.
Oh, this is...
Yeah, it's,
There's a long pause. Raymond takes a long drink.
You know, I really should put the finishing touches on it.
Raymond takes a charcoal he's working with and makes a big X through the picture.
Whoa. What are you... What?
I'm just finishing it.
It was a nice picture.
Yeah, and I finished it.
Okay.
No, don't like my finishing touches?
No, it's not that. You don't need to ruin it.
Raymond grabbing the picture back.
Look, you don't get to tell me what to do with the picture of my dad, yeah? Okay?
Raymond starts to pace.
Okay.
Raymond punches the wall with a bit of a yell. The punch is not anywhere near Sasha, and it is not an act of aggression towards her. Rather, it is a totally personal moment of grieving or processing.
Fuck.
Yeah, I wasn't okay.
Raymond is attempting to hold in the pain of his punch, but then kind of pathetically,
Oh. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have.
Oh, it's okay. Your hand is bleeding.
she grabs his hand.
Here.
She reaches for the bottle of alcohol.
What are you doing?
What is this?
Vodka?
Perfect. Let's sterilize.
She awkwardly sprinkles some of the alcohol onto his hand.
Don't be a baby.
It's fine. It just stings.
Hold on.
Sasha grabs a roll of paper towels and encases Raymond's hand in them.
Think you ripped off enough?
Shut up.
She is holding his hands. They look at each other. Raymond is frozen. Seeing that, Sasha makes the move to go in. She kisses him quickly. They look at each other. Sasha goes in for the kiss again, more slowly this time. This one is awkward. Like really, really awkward. While Sasha has kissed people before, Raymond does not have any experience in the slightest, and this is very obvious. He struggles to figure out what to do with his hand, which is still covered with the paper towel. She slowly traces her hand down Raymond's torso, but he flips out and backs up.
Whoa.
No, you're
Is it okay that
I'm cool. Yeah, it's just like
everything
my hand is bleeding, right?
oh, your hand is bleeding.
I just want to, not get blood on you. That's not a very romantic, sexy thing.
Sure, right, sure.
I'm
Right.
gonna I'll be right back. Stay there. I'm gonna go wash this.
Raymond leaves. Sasha calling after him.
Okay. Fuck.
There's a beat. Sasha grabs the water bottle of alcohol and contemplates it. She takes a drink. Then regrets it. Puts it down. She sits on the chair Raymond was sitting on. She looks at the defaced image of Raymond's father and picks it up, then puts it back. She eyes another piece of paper in Raymond's backpack. There's a moment. She decides to grab it. It's part of his sketchbook. She picks it up and starts leafing through it. Roller coaster, roller coaster, roller coaster, drawing of a naked guy. What? She lingers on the picture. She flips the page. More drawings, more naked men. They all either are or look a whole lot like his roommate, Jaden. Raymond returns, clearly having steeled himself to come back for the continuation of this awkward encounter.
So,
Sees that Sasha is looking at a sketchbook.
what are you?
I just like that roller coaster, the apocalypse, right?
Raymond crosses over to Sasha and sees what page she's on.
Why are you looking at this? Why the fuck are you looking at this?
He grabs his sketchbook.
Like I said, I just wanted to see that one. You're, really talented.
Sasha stands.
Jesus.
And that's good. It's a good picture of a naked guy. It's a lot of pictures of naked.
Holy fuck! It's none of your business.
I know.
That's not yours to look at. Coming in here, this isn't your space to invade or.
Trying to invade.
Bro,
It's just you're my friend.
it seems like an invasion to me.
Just appreciating or admiring your.
Yeah.
Raymond, it's okay that you drew a naked guy.
Fine, I'll get out.
He starts to leave.
Hold on. It's okay. Whatever that was is okay. I mean, I haven't told anyone here this. I'm bi. Maybe you didn't know that I'm bi.
You're. So? What does that have anything to do with me?
You're making it tough for me here. Okay, come on, draw the connections. I just mean that it's okay if you're whatever you are. Like,
I'm not. It's not. It's just a picture.
it looks like, I mean, kinda like,
It's just a picture, not like a fucking personal portrait or whatever. Are you gonna tell anyone? Your friends? Jaden?
one time my mom found me with my girlfriend Gabby in my room. We were kissing, making out, and she got so angry, didn't let me leave the house for a month. Next week, she left a brochure for a place to pray the gay away, but couldn't actually ever bring it up in person. And this other time, Patrizia, this nasty, nasty girl at school, caught me with Gabby in the stairwell to the basement and told everyone.
Oh.
Then someone smeared fucking period blood on my locker after.
Ew.
Probably some asshole wannabe fucking gangsta dickhead who like desecrated a dead squirrel with a codex or some shit.
Ugh.
I know, right? People suck, right? The point is, things weren't going well for this little Dominican dyke who wanted to, what, be a rock star?
I got a concussion from freshman year for wearing a rainbow beaded friendship bracelet to school. This kid tripped me down the stairs and I hit my head. I thought I'd hidden it well enough.
He points to his arm.
Sprained wrist for accidentally looking in the bathroom, so he slammed me against the wall and I caught myself with my hands.
He touches his face.
Good punch in the face every now and then on freshman Fridays once those two best friends of mine stopped hanging out with me because I was a weird-ass kid who couldn't play basketball. No safety in numbers for Ray Castillo. Not that I'm saying, like, that it's worse or, like, to compare our misery or whatever.
I get it. Just something you might not know by looking at us.
Yeah.
So,
She holds out her hand, offering a handshake.
yeah?
Sasha grabs his hand and shakes it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course.
I won't tell.
Right.
You don't tell mine.
Yeah, of course. No, I would never.
Well, same here. I would never. I didn't mean to intrude. I just thought you were a good artist. You are a good artist. It sort of looks like Jaden.
It's not. He's like gross. He's like my roommate. He's just.
This your type? Forget it. Never mind. I didn't.
Raymond's phone buzzes. He looks at it.
Shit.
What is it?
A text appears in the space. The text is from Jaden. The popo's headed across the field.
The train's coming.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's dump this
He tosses the water bottle into the trash.
and do this.
Reaches into his pocket to grab some gum or mints.
And we were just drawing, right?
Sasha picks up her guitar.
Well, I don't know about you, but I was writing songs.
Sasha,
Yeah.
you're not disappointed
Disappointed.
in, well, I mean, that
It's all good.
thanks.
Raymond heads out. Sasha stays behind, looking out at him. Lights, transition. All right, everyone, you can turn your videos on. Yes, big round of applause for our wonderful actors. Yes, Great. So everyone, feel free to turn your videos on, and we'll ask some questions about things. So, yes, one more round of applause for our fabulous actors. Well done. You're so great. So I'll just start it off. Great. So I will start with the question, initial thoughts about the play. Initial thoughts, things that popped into your head. And then, yeah.
The chat?
What's that?
Can people answer in the chat?
They can answer in the chat. You can also do that little emoji hand raising thing, or just put up your hand if you have your video on, and I'll call on you. To go more in detail, I guess, about that question, you know, a lot of this section is what wasn't said between the two characters as well. So I am curious to know, what do you think the characters aren't sharing with each other in this section that you just read? I know for me, a lot of it is, a lot of those awkward encounters are just so relatable, right? And so I think, and it's hard over Zoom to see the physicality between the two characters and how they interact with each other, because I think that has a lot to do with what's not being said, like, you know, a lot of that. Was there anything else that anyone thinks that comes to mind about the part that you just heard? Yes, Anna Maria.
I like that Raymond doesn't explicitly come out.
Yes.
Interesting, and I really enjoy that choice, that she comes out and he can't say the words out loud.
Absolutely. Yeah, because Sasha is much more vocal about it, and she's trying to, like, yeah, but he doesn't say it yet, you know, it's inferred by the play. Absolutely. Very cool. Anyone else want to add also thoughts about the play in general, or questions about that part that we read so far? Yes, Christina.
Yeah, I'm still processing it. It definitely like hit me right in the gut. It was very relatable on various levels for me. So thank you, Nick, for writing it. It definitely, yeah, it got into my brain a little bit. But I really appreciate how natural the dialogue was. Like, especially, I mean, I think both characters speak very authentically, but I especially enjoy Raymond's vocabulary and the way that he sort of uses words without saying things, if that makes sense. I just think it feels very authentic and real, and I feel like I know these people.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Christina. And I'll open that up too. Are there moments, what struck you? What struck you reading this, or hearing it, I should say? Moments that struck you, stood out to you?
I actually, for me, the kind of the beauty of it, and I think something that, like what Christina was saying about the naturalism of the dialogue was, and the question you asked, is there wasn't any one moment that was like, but the slow and natural revelation of the characters to one another. And you know, the idea of these two being able to bring out things in one another that they have difficulty revealing to others, and that alliance that forms, like it's very palpable, but I can't give any single moment that makes me go, yep, that's where it happened and now they are friends, yes. Or yeah, now she has won him over, totally. But it feels very human in that, you know, layers upon layers of identity become revealed, and it starts with what is most obvious, but that is not the entirety of our personality.
Right. Absolutely. And then I saw Mohammed, did you have something to say?
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I wish I said it immediately. I don't even have anything to write things down with right now. But what struck me was the moment of revelation of them, of Sasha letting Raymond know, like towards the end of just like her truth and what her experience was when they found out about Gabby and whatnot. I really appreciate this idea of that, like, especially in communities where you are not allowed to like fully be yourself, or it's dangerous to fully be yourself. I love this idea that that trust is currency. Trust is currency. That's something that connects people together, and that's it's very interesting to see when Sasha chose to tell Raymond. And I want to piggyback on Stacy. I love the self-editing. I love all the texting part. I love Raymond receiving all these announcements and us just getting to see Raymond in the white hood. That was an insane image, especially. And honestly, this was just a beautifully delicate script. And Nick, like, freaking incredible job writing this. And I'm so excited to see like where this fully fleshes out into. And incredible job to Sasha and Raymond. I am like literally in the process of moving apartments, but I literally couldn't take my eyes off like 1 second. I was just like, can y'all just drive the U-Haul? I need to like please watch this. But incredible writing. It struck me how kind Sasha was, and this kindness and compassion within her language choices really promenaded up for me as an audience member.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. Melissa, did you have something you wanted to say?
Hi, first of all, none of you know me. I'm buddies with Raymond. He was like, you should come to this play reading. And I was like, yeah, sure, all right, let's go. So I'm coming at this with like little to no information whatsoever. So I just wanted to draw attention that I think it's really ironic and appropriate that this reading is online, because I really got a sense of the distance between the two characters and how they find different ways, even though they're trying to connect, or I guess Sasha is trying to connect more with Raymond, they find different ways to disconnect, like either they're texting, maybe they're drawing, maybe it's the alcohol. So I'm really curious to see how this will manifest on stage. It's a play, right? Yeah, on stage. And how, I'm wondering about the texting too. Like, how is that gonna, like, visually, like, it's really interesting images, and I'm really wondering how it's gonna play out. So well done and kudos, and nice to meet everyone.
Yes, thank you so much, Melissa. Okay, I have another question. What do you think will happen next for these characters and in the play? And what do you think is foreshadowed? No.
Like, this is an English quiz now.
I know, right?
I'm an English teacher, so.
Yes.
Y'all weren't ready for this one, huh?
Or where do you want to see them go is another question along those lines too, for these characters. Yes, Matt.
I'm really curious to learn more about Sasha and how she is not a perfect human being. And I feel like that's kind of the next step in this relationship, is for her to actually open up to Raymond. And I'm curious. Very curious.
Thank you so much. And someone put in the comments here, I do think Raymond will come out explicitly by the end of the play. I'd be disappointed, I think, if he didn't. And then Stacy said, as a director, I see the texting being projected in different locations on the sets. I don't know if that's Nick's or Chelsea's vision. Maybe a little of both. But anything else? Does anyone think what will happen next? Or did you hear any foreshadowings going on? The English major wants to know.
I'll chime in. What's the roommate's name?
Jaden?
Jaden, the rich, the guy that he was drawing pictures of. I have a sense that Raymond will probably try to share his feelings, if there are any. If that is, I mean, I get the sense that there are feelings, but I think he might try to act on the feelings.
Oh my God.
Love it. Thank you so much. And then I have one last question for all of you. What changes about the characters over the course of this segment that you just saw? How would you describe their relationship at the start of the excerpt and then at the end? And again, just go like this if you want to chime in. Stacy, I see a little hesitant hand coming up. Oh, you're muted.
And an itch. Sorry.
Do you?
I've read it, so I'm like.
You've read it. I do know you've read it. But that's okay. You know, how in this segment, Stacy, how have they changed in this segment?
Well, I really appreciated Muhammad's comment about trust being currency. And I think for these particularly, it's having taught in a private school, I think that is super insightful, actually. And just that level of trust that's what's building. And she makes that offer. And I thought it was interesting that she makes the offer at a time when he's really vulnerable. And yeah, super interesting. I love that kind of that image of trust being currency.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And Christina.
I just want to comment kind of off of what Stacy just said. I really like this illustration of sort of, I think especially, I mean, I can only speak from like the queer community, right? But like, especially in the queer community, I feel like oftentimes people who aren't, maybe haven't fully discovered themselves or aren't fully like living in their truth yet, it's hard to know which spaces are safe. And oftentimes the best way to, like, as an ally or as someone who's trying to welcome you into that space, oftentimes the best way to do that is to sort of make yourself vulnerable, to like kind of illustrate that like I'm here, I understand, like at least on some level, or I can relate to you, like, and sometimes like I think that helps kind of pull people in. And so I really like the illustration of that dynamic, because I think in a lot of ways I think that some of that is really unique to the queer community. So I just really like I said, this hit me in the gut, man. Like it took me forever to turn my video back on because I was like wiping tears. So very good.
Thank you so much. And then we have a few comments that I want to read out. Max Malika said, I had so many staging ideas when listening, so many fun opportunities. I agree. And then Preeti said, I also agree. I'd love to see Sasha mess up more. She's a great character, but I hope she continues as a co-lead and isn't there primarily to help Raymond on his journey. And then Preeti also said, another thing I appreciate about this act is that I wasn't sure the particular revelations we saw were coming, but when they did, they felt deeply resonant and right. Absolutely. All right, it is 6 o'clock. So just maybe one word to close out, like a thought or a feeling or anything.
Can I go first?
Chat. Yeah, you can go first.
Because I have more than one word. I just want to let everybody know that tomorrow, Nick is actually on our peer panel for this month. And I had the pleasure and an honor of being the recorder of the panel yesterday, and it is amazing. There's a group of artists who discuss their artistry in theater and their intersectionality, and it's truly amazing. So I really hope that all of you will join us tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So do your time changes, however that works for you. And you can find the links on our pages that we've been putting in the chat. So that's my one word.
Thanks, Stacy. Well, feel free, just put that in the chat. Put like one word in the chat. I'll start it off by saying inspired. I feel very inspired by tonight. So thank you all so much. I see grateful, discovery, thankful, Nick. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. I have included as well. Helpful feedback. Good. Good. That's what we wanted. Fantastic. And I hope that, thank you all so much for coming tonight. And please tune in for tomorrow with Nick's peer panel discussion. And thank you. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
We did it.
Yay!
Oh,
Awesome job, guys. How do you guys feel about it?
I think it went really